What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Cut Podcast. This is where we chop it up with the world's finest. Today I'm here with...
Danesi, filmmaker, photographer, and writer.
And today I'm going to be asking them those deep cut questions that you guys won't want to miss. So check this out, guys. Could you tell us what got you started in the line of work you do right now?
It actually started more so like a hobby. I remember I used to take a lot of photos, videos, when my friends and I when we were at the gym. I'll be getting videos, just putting it together. And I used to watch a lot of music videos. So there was a time of my life where I took some time off of school and I just had a lot of time on my hands, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just, shoot videos, take photos, just to keep myself occupied. And then ever since then it just became serious, I guess.
Okay, so what type of videos were you taking of your friends though?
We're doing a lot of gym videos. Nowadays content creation is pretty what's the word? It's everywhere, yeah. But back then it was there was not a lot of people shooting, right? And doing some cool edits in the gym, lifting weights,
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it at first.
Okay.
Then we went to shooting a lot of we're entering some music video competitions. So I was just shooting at anything I could shoot, to be honest.
Okay. So, what type of music videos were you really watching? When you started, and what got you so hooked on them?
Hey, I used to watch a lot of I think they were called pop rock back then.
Okay.
That's Direct Texas company.
Yeah.
Now they're known as Fella TV. So I used to watch a lot of their shit. I used to watch a lot of Daps, Flexstar Daps. It's crazy. Specifically Daps. I love that so much.
Yeah.
I feel he's the one that really
Paved the way.
Yeah, just cause he's Nigerian, I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
And then there was a time where I was just worried oh, I didn't have a camera, or I need to get a camera.
Yeah.
And then I watched, I think, one of his Genius interviews, and he was he didn't have a camera. Everything he's done with his computer and just putting resources together. And he was he has never really owned a camera. So that just kind of set something off in me, because it's yo, if this guy has never owned a camera, I should be able to
So would you say you've always been more of introvert or extrovert?
I think I'm great with people. I think the general public will be oh yeah, he's at least people that know me on a good level, they will say I'm extroverted. But then people who don't know me would say I'm introverted. But me myself, I think I'm an introvert. But I know a lot of people that will beg to differ, because when I want to be social, I'm really social.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
I have a good question for you, man.
Okay.
A lot of people have this stigma that a lot of introverts can't be good at running their own business. Do you what's your take on
Do you say can be good or can't be
or
good?
can't aren't good at running their own business because they're so introverted? What's your take on that?
I think that's true.
Really?
When you're running your business, obviously you can employ some crazy marketing techniques that would market your business, but I feel to run a proper business, to build a community, you need to be extroverted. And I say that for instance, lately I've been feeling very introverted. I want to be by myself, I want to do my own thing. But I notice in those phases or in those periods, business gets heavily affected.
Really?
Because yeah, I'm not socializing, I'm not posting, I'm not but then the minute I'm outside, it gets overwhelming. Outside in the sense of the minute I'm being loud, talking about my work everywhere, networking with people, introducing myself to people, then I get a lot of work, a whole lot of work. But then when I'm in that closed up space, it's hard to get work. It's not even hard. It's you won't get any work other than the regulars.
So, what's your advice to people who are kind of like you, and what's your best advice to get them on a good mix of both sides?
I feel yeah, in life you definitely need a balance. But I also feel nowadays we have a lot of we have a lot of social media marketing tools that you can use to work around yourself or around the kind of person you are. So my advice is like just try to be as consistent as possible because it really helps. Like it really helps. Like when you're consistent and disciplined, it's you make a lot more progress. Like regardless of how you're feeling, whether you're like an introvert or extrovert, like something I learned is you just need to find a way to like be disciplined to like putting yourself out there. Obviously, you don't have to like put yourself out there too much so you don't burn out or you get overstimulated. But then you should just like, if you do it at little doses consistently, you'll make a lot more progress than being like closed off.
So in these days, do you think it's like mandatory to like be on social media and everything like that, or in order to be like successful? In at least our industry.
In our industry, I would say yes, just because nowadays everything is very stupidly like algorithm based. But at the same time, on the other side of that like spectrum, like I feel like if you do your work well enough, you might not need like social media. As crazy as this sounds.
Give me an example.
I know a lot of directors. Obviously, they have agencies, but then I feel like a lot of people are so good to the point where they can disconnect. I'm trying to think of.
Yeah.
There's
Give us
some
an example.
like I'm trying to think of an actor. There's this actor that's like, oh my gosh, like, no, I don't want to use sports.
Yeah, sports. I don't know if that's like good.
I don't think sports is
because it's all televised.
Yeah. Yeah, like I feel like once you just get yourself to a certain level, like if anything, you can have like people running social media for you. But then, like personally, I don't think like it's like Jay-Z now. Jay-Z's not on social media, but then he's Jay-Z. At the end of the day, he has built himself to that level. So I feel like you need it, like just the way nowadays everything is digitalized, you need it on the come up, I guess. But like, I feel like if you do your work like really good, like word of mouth like does this thing. Like there's a level you just get to that's like everybody's talking about you, everybody's trying to get your email, even without marketing. Like for instance, let's say you're a director that's not on like Instagram or like not on whatever, but then you shoot a couple of videos and people see the credits. Of course they're gonna come looking for you. They're gonna start looking for the agency that's representing you and whatnot. But like I feel like nowadays it's very like we're in a very like social media based era. But I feel like if you try hard enough, like you can make it out of social media. Like you just have to do like impeccable work.
So in your opinion, what do you hate about this like social media?
I feel like everything is very like microdosed. Everything is like obviously like we don't have like large attention spans anymore. Society doesn't. Like and everything is just like for the algorithm. Like it's it's tiring. Like it's like for instance, I know TikTok is like new Google to an extent, like in the sense of you can find everything there. But then I just also realized that you have a lot of people like doom scrolling. You have a lot of people just like scrolling through but not really like consuming shit. Like I don't even think people like taking music videos as much as before. I have a lot of clients that hit me up right now. They're like, oh yeah, I want to shoot content. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is content? Like obviously like they want to do like instead of shooting a music video, they want to shoot shorts. They want to shoot like 10 different shorts for social media, and yeah, that's good and fine. But then now it's like we're not able to put out like proper bodies of work anymore. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna do like a simple video for YouTube, or like the music video. I'm not gonna do too much, but then I want to do like a lot of short form content so that I can post on social media. Which I mean, it works in terms of marketing and music, but for me, it's just kind of taking that edge off and like in terms of the creative process.
So do you think these days, in terms of marketing music, do you think it should be shot in longer form, like full videos and stuff, or do you think like shorter form?
I feel like there's nowhere for like long form content to live anymore. Like it's
you think it's gone?
Yeah, I think it's going. Like I think it's going away. Like obviously like the music videos will still be there. But then I don't think they have, like back then I used to be so excited like, Drake, see Drake on TV,
Yeah.
Still Win on TV.
Yeah.
Like, it was very, very exciting. Like, oh yeah, like they just dropped a song. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the music video. Like, and then you just be like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But nowadays, that excitement is not there anymore.
So, let's say you were going to shoot a movie.
Okay. Okay.
What would be your strategy to make it the most successful as possible? If that makes sense. Since it's so long, it's like, what type of movie would you make and why?
I feel like the first thing is having a good like story or plot. Oh my gosh, I feel like I be watching a lot of movies.
Oh
and
yeah,
I be
so
like,
you know this answer. You should know this then. What's your answer, man?
genre-wise,
Yeah.
I'll probably do like
Make a plot right now. I actually want to know like what your plot would be.
that's tough. I feel like I would really wanna. I know people hate musicals. Like I hate musicals. I hate watching them. But I actually want to shoot a musical someday, just cause.
Okay.
Just cause I like the.
Like you'd want to shoot the next High School Musical?
Exactly. Literally, you see how High School Musical was like. It was like a staple. Like it was like a staple like in the movie industry. I feel like if you shoot a good musical, it's like.
You're trying to make a staple piece.
Yeah, it's gonna like, and one of my favorite like movie directors is like Quentin.
Yeah.
And I feel like his movies are also fucking random. I'm sorry for swearing. Like they're also like very, very random. Like it's like he has some crazy plots, but at the same time it's like it's just all over the place.
Okay, like what's one of his movies that you would say is like pretty damn random?
I really like The Hateful Eight. So The Hateful Eight is about like, I'm assuming 8 folks. I don't know if they were actually 8. I don't want to like be misquoted. But like yeah, they pulled up. It was a winter storm. They all pulled up to this like haberdashery, like this, what I call it, a restaurant. But it was like a safe space for everyone to like hide out from the storm. And in the process, there was just a lot of realization in the process. Someone in the place realized that one of the guys in there killed his son.
What?
And then another person realized that there was a bunch of criminals in the space trying to rescue the prisoner that was traveling. There was just a lot like going on, and then I think another person realized that the actual owners of the spot, they've been killed, they've been murdered. So it was just a lot going on and a lot of emotion. So stuff like that. Like to me that's pretty random because like who thinks about that, Like I could go cliche and do like all the gang stuff, or even that, it's like I just feel like there's so many stories you could tell. Like there's so many ways you could like,
Do you think this is a pretty random question, but do you think like, let's say you're a director who makes horror movies, or if you're just like really into horror movies, like those people who only like watching horror movies, do you think something's wrong with them, like mentally?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I feel like everything is all about like your outlook and like perception on life, right? I have a really close friend. She's actually a DP and she loves horror.
Okay.
And she's pretty like sane. She's pretty normal. But like in terms of like, she's a huge fan of like just
do you know
horror
why
movies.
she likes it?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's probably because like there's a line between like, you could shoot a movie along the lines of like reality, like okay, this is what we see every day, this is what we know. But then where it gets interesting or where like our imagination comes to play is like you see them like trying to like create stuff. Like how do I word this? It's like, for instance, people that are going into like all this occult stuff, like all this like dark like dark demonic vibes. It's like I'm like, yo, wait, how do you think about that? It's like just putting the process to it. They can just be like, oh yeah, there's someone living in the fridge. The person got left in the fridge as a baby and they died there. Now their spirit is like stuck in the fridge.
Yeah.
they could just build a whole story out of that, and I'm just like, okay, wait, how do you come up with this, you know?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's also like exciting for some people to watch because it's like they don't know what to expect. Like,
Okay.
you know, they don't know what to like. It's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
like it's creativity, I guess.
So how do you go about your creative process? Like when you're let's say when you're editing or even when you're like shooting like on the field, like how do you go about your own process?
So when I'm shooting, I try my best to like. So when I'm shooting, I take videos from like. So there's something I do like at an event, right? Obviously, like you could just put your camera on a tripod and just record everything. But to keep it a little bit interesting, I try to look at the events from everybody's perspective. Like for instance, I could go to where the DJ is, and I'm like, okay, how is the DJ seeing this party? What is the DJ seeing? What is the DJ like experiencing right now? What are his like? What's in his line of sight? And then after I've been able to answer those questions with my camera, obviously, I will go to the bar, and I'm like, yeah, man, what's the experience like at the bar? Like, what are the people at the bar? What are they saying? What's the vibe like? And then I go to the dance floor. I'm like, okay, this person is facing the DJ. Obviously, they're seeing the DJ. They have the DJ in their line of sight. They're having a good time. They're seeing their friends. So I just kind of like conceptualize it from. This is for events, by the way. I just try to like conceptualize it from everybody's perspective, or as many people as I could like, you know, steal into like their.
So let's say you're now shooting like I don't know. Let's say you're now shooting a concert, right? How would you change that? Your creative process?
Concerts, I pretty much follow the same creative process. The only thing with the concert now is we have a main subject, which is the, for instance, there's a headline and the artist, and I'm like, okay. Sometimes I look at it in two different ways. Sometimes I look at it like, how are the fans? How are they experiencing this? How are they seeing this? How are they feeling? And then sometimes I'm like, okay, how does the artist want to feel in this? Or how is this experience? How can I quantify this experience for an artist? Like, I remember there was a time I was doing a gig at the Scotiabank Arena, and it was a 2-day concert. And the first day I was filming it like a party. I was filming it like, okay, close-ups of people, like their experiences. And then I went home, I looked over the footage, and I realized that, this doesn't do justice to the experience, because the artist wants to feel big. The artist wants the world to know that, okay, yes, I was in this dome, I was in this arena, the arena was filled up, and everybody was here for me. Everybody was in sync for me. So the next day I focused more on like higher shots. I focused more on shots that made the artist look like bigger. I focused more on like people reactions, yes, but like instead of a close-up reaction, more of like a wider reaction, like a combined reaction, like letting people know that, okay, in this building, this was the atmosphere and this was the experience.
That's actually a pretty cool way to frame it. Since the haircut is finished, I want you to give all the viewers at home one piece of advice to achieve their goals.
Just constantly apply yourself, keep building, keep pushing, and you get there.
Awesome, man. So that's this episode. I'm going to leave all my guys' stuff literally down below right here, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one.